Stam Garden Center, your one-stop shop for spring. Transform your indoor and outdoor space with our stunning selection. Visit us today, open 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, located at 2421 Highway 92, Oskaloosa.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the thousands listening locally and the millions listening around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to shuffle!
So it begins another day here on Steve Shetler Media. Are you ready to Shetler? It's Thursday, June 13th. A good morning to you. The morning wake up brought to us, as always, by Stam Garden Center and Nursery, where you can experience the color just outside of Oskaloosa on Highway 92 East. They're open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., closed on Sundays. So experience the color. Do it. Stam Garden Center and Nursery. We do broadcast from the Oski Dental Studios, where you can schedule your appointment. I just scheduled my appointment yesterday with Dr. Suster or Dr. Drawn. They are accepting new patients. Give them a call at 641-673-4845. Oski Dental will file your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta Dental provider, and they're located at 902 South 17th Street, Oskaloosa. Oski Dental Studios, Stam Garden Center and Nursery, morning wake up, and the Garden Gate forecast. Again, Garden Gate sponsoring the weather at 105 South Jefferson in Sigourney. Stop in and see Cindy at Garden Gate Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 9 to noon. Showers and storms are likely later on today, late this afternoon, kind of that prime time for Iowa. We see those storms moving in late afternoon, mainly after 5 p.m. According to this forecast, could have some heavy rainfall and increasing clouds, a high of 91 today. So we're going to get hot. That's going to work up the atmosphere and maybe bring in some storms later on. Rain chance at 60%. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms are likely, mainly before 11 p.m. Could have heavy rainfall. Otherwise, will gradually clear off tonight, a low of 60. Tomorrow, sunshine, a high of 86. And then tomorrow night, a low of 63. Saturday will be partly sunny and 85. Right now, we have current conditions, humidity at 69%. Winds are southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. The barometer at 29.79 and 75 degrees already here in southeast Iowa. Kind of looking at some other information from the National Weather Service. They're saying today a cold front pushes into heat and humidity today, producing a chance for some strong to severe thunderstorms across portions of the area later on today. Possibly some hail, possibly some damaging winds, and they also say a tornado or two can't be ruled out. And the National Weather Service also says the Storm Prediction Center forecasting an enhanced risk for severe weather, level 3 out of 5. So just some stuff to keep in mind as we head into later in the day here in southeast Iowa. Right now, nothing on the radar at all. But later on, things could get a little dicey. We'll keep an eye on things here on Steve Shetler Media. Weather brought to us by the Garden Gate. Earlier this morning, as we always do at 6 a.m., we give you your this or that. It's brought to us by Stacy Flynn at the Legacy Insurance Group and Welcome Realty in Sigourney. Which one are you going to go with? This is pink. That is blue. I'm a guy, so I'm going with blue. I mean, it's kind of clear cut, isn't it? Girls go pink, boys go blue on this. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Pink or blue, this or that, brought to us by Stacy Flynn. Scroll back and check that out. Our question of the day that goes up at noon today on Facebook is brought to us by Amy's Salon House and Spa at 202 North Main, Sigourney. And this is just, I don't know where this question came from. It just kind of came from somewhere. Space, outer space. Do you believe that aliens from space, not like illegal aliens, do you believe that aliens from space exist? What do you think? I'm going with yes. If I had to put percentages on there, I'm leaning towards yes. Aliens are out there. Just don't get probed by the aliens. But, I mean, I think personally, with all the footage and the government basically coming out and saying, yeah, there are UFOs, that I'm leaning towards aliens. Maybe that makes me crazy, but that's the way I'm going. Hey, we've got our this or that, or no, not our this or that, our For the Fun of It tournament. I'm getting my stuff messed up here. For the Fun of It tournament, which is the 90s Country Super Duper Star tournament going on for the month of June, which is sponsored by Son-in-Law Services. Josh Clubb. I just saw Josh yesterday, briefly talked to him. Handyman extraordinary. Son-in-Law Services, Josh Clubb, 319-431-1806. Our, let's see here, is this first or second round? That's the second round. This is our second round matchup. This is the first matchup in the second round. George Strait, Faith Hill is our matchup for today that goes until 6 p.m. Thumbs up for George, heart for Faith. And last I checked, looks like George Strait going to be moving into the Final Four. So if you want to vote, scroll back to last night at 6 p.m. George Strait, Faith Hill, current matchup in the For the Fun of It tournament. Again, this is the overall 90s Country Superstar. We've been doing this the last few months with 90s male, female, and then group duo. This is overall. This is everybody in one big tournament. Sponsored by Son-in-Law Services. Let's take a peek at the updated brackets. There you see George and Faith on the left-hand side. Coming up at 6 p.m. tonight, we'll then switch to the Reba Brooks and Dunn matchup. That'll be interesting. Then we'll go down to Garth and Alabama, and then Allen and Toby. So those are your matchups left in the tournament. So fun stuff for the Fun of It tournament brought to us by Son-in-Law Services. What else is going on? Coming up later on this week, of course, we'll be going to Barnwired. That's tomorrow already. This week, flying by, as is this month. Neil and I were talking yesterday morning. Man, we're in the middle of June, basically. 4th of July will be here before you know it. Then the State Fair will be rolling around in August. The summer is going by fast. But coming up tomorrow, Jordan Beam. He is a returner. Other than Lee Klett, I mentioned this before this week. Other than Lee Klett, who is kind of my standby fill-in guy. If somebody can't make it at the last second, I'm going to Lee Klett because he lives locally. And he's willing to come in at the last second. Jordan Beam will be my first repeat customer. Repeat offender of the Iowa Music Showcase. Last time we had Jordan, which was last fall, he was late. And he knows it. I messaged him the other day. I said, Jordan, you still coming for Friday? And he says, yes, I will be there a half hour late. So, laughing along with it. So, Jordan Beam, extremely talented guy. He'll be hanging out Friday, 11:30 to noon. Check it out in person at Barnwired or watch it live here on Steve Shetler Media. Then Saturday morning, we have, of course, Brothers Market, the sports section. Be talking to some members of the Sigourney baseball team. So check that out. That's Saturday morning, 8 a.m. at Brothers Market in Sigourney. Tuesdays, we always have the Tuesday night tune-up. live from Smoky Row in Oskaloosa. Safe Grafke is your host. Coming up next Tuesday, we'll have Dustin Griffiths, one of our top area racers, coming to the show on Tuesday. I have not seen results last night from the Southern Iowa Speedway, so I don't know what happened. But, Dustin will be hanging out Tuesday night at Smoky Row. Let's take a peek at some stuff on our community calendar. What do we got going on the calendar? It is, let's see here, the Sigourney Fireworks Committee needing your help. That is actually an old thing. Let's get rid of that right now. What else we got? We're showing outdated stuff on the community calendar. We've got the Lions Club Cutie Kitty Contest coming up on Wednesday, July 3rd, part of the festivities in Sigourney. That'll be at the Town Square Park at 5 p.m., so make sure you check that out. Coming up here next week, in fact, a week from today, Mahaska County Conservation having their bow fishing basics. That is Thursday, June 20th. It's for all ages, 6 to 7 p.m. at the Environmental Learning Center. So put that on your calendar. And then also on our calendar, we've got the Watchier Opera House. That is also, boy, I am just pulling up all sorts of outdated stuff today. I need to clean my community calendar out. We've got the 4th of July celebration coming up, of course, on the 4th of July. And there, what you're seeing is for the Watchier Fairgrounds. So some events going on in Watchier for the 4th of July. So nothing like small town Iowa 4th of July. Wherever you're at in Iowa, small town Iowa is the place to be for 4th of July. Because small town always has great events going on, fun stuff, and fireworks. So make sure you check out things locally for 4th of July. All right, I think we are caught up on things now that I totally butchered the community calendar with old stuff. It is, again, Thursday, June 13th. We are doing the morning wake up. It's brought to us by Stam Garden Center and Nursery from the Oski Dental Studios. Let's go ahead and check out some birthdays. There's some birthdays. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right, hometown birthdays. Celebrity and hometown birthdays brought to us by Hometown Real Estate. Nikki Leathers. Get a hold of her at 641-295-4142, hometown-re.com. In our hometown, local, and area birthdays today, we are celebrating Richard Fortney, Officer Fortney, with a birthday today. Boyd Glandon has a birthday today. And then Karen Casey, also with a birthday. So happy birthday to Richard, Boyd, and Karen. Hope you guys have a great birthday. Again, if you have a birthday that you want me to read on the air, just send it over to me. Let me know in advance at steveshetlermedia@gmail.com. In our celebrity side, we've got actor Richard Thomas, John Boy. Night, John Boy. From the Waltons way back when. John Boy is 73 years old. We've got actor Tim Allen, turning 71. Ali Sheedy, the actress from Breakfast Club, is 62. Hannah Storm, journalist, sportscaster, 62. Got a singer from Weezer, Rivers Cuomo, turning 54. Steve-O from the show Jackass is 50, the big 5-0. Chris Evans, Captain America, is 42. And then the Olsen girls, the Olsen twins from Full House way back when they were just babies. They are now 38 years old. So if you watched Full House in your youth, you're now a little bit older, my friends, because they are coming up on 40 years old. The Olsen twins, 38, Mary Kate and Ashley. Those are your birthdays brought to us by Hometown Real Estate. Hey, let's get into our good mornings here. Bubby was first on the line today. Good morning to you, Bubby. Cindy, Sherry, Nancy, Dixie, Penny, Tamara, Chad, and Dan. Yes, thank you, Tamara. I was at wrestling last night. I mentioned yesterday morning that my wife and I were going to some pro wrestling, because I like pro wrestling. I am a pro wrestling nerd. I have been my whole life, always will be. So we went up to All Elite Wrestling, which was broadcast live on, I think, TBS. It's either TBS or TNT, one of those networks. I don't know. I just turn on my TV and it automatically goes to the show. But you may have seen me. My wife and I scored some really good tickets, and we were right by the entryway where the wrestlers came to the ring. And I had my Steve Shetler Media sign that I was holding up. So we got back late, and I am kind of dragging this morning. I need to open up my eyes. But I need to go back and watch the show. I recorded it. We'll see if I was on. I think I was on TV. I think I had to be on TV a few times, or a lot. I might have been really annoying with my Steve Shetler Media sign. So anyway, had fun. Not a whole lot of people there. I mean, this was at Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, and this was the very first time that AEW had come to Iowa ever. And yeah, I mean, on the TV side, because the way they work it, at least for wrestling, is, if they don't have a ton of people, they want to fill up the side of the arena that's going to be on TV. So, like, they had one side that looked really full, but then the thing is, with Wells Fargo Arena, they have that upper area, kind of the cheap seats, the nosebleed section, that was all blacked out. So nobody was sitting up high. The TV side that you saw on TV was full because everybody was over there. And then the rest of the arena, not so full. Barely full at all. So, I mean, you're thinking a third full, maybe? So, I don't know. I like wrestling. I like AEW. So, hopefully that was a good enough crowd for them to come back in the future. So, anyway, enough wrestling talk. Let's get into some stuff that's going on this date in history. It was on this date in 1888. Congress created the U.S. Department of Labor. That happened on this date in 1888. On this date in 1898, on this date, 1898, the Yukon Territory in Canada was organized. Yukon. On this date in 1948, the New York Yankees retired Babe Ruth's number 3 jersey. Babe Ruth. And then 1983, after traveling through space for 11 years, Pioneer X became the first craft to escape the solar system. It was like, see ya, I'm out of here. I'm going into deep space. I'm taking my trip into deep space. Today on the calendar, which again, today is the 13th of June, today is World Pet Memorial Day. Everybody's had a pet die on them once or twice, or more. We had, at my mom and dad's old house, we had the pet cemetery behind the house where everybody got buried. So we've got those pets over there. We've got at least one pet buried out back here at Stacy and I and Riley's house. But World Pet Memorial Day. Remember your old pets. It's World Softball Day. It's International Axe Throwing Day. It's National Random Acts of Light Day. Of light? Okay. It's National Kitchen Clutches. National Kitchen Klutzes of America Day. So if you're a klutz in the kitchen, specifically, this is your day. It's National Weed Your Garden Day, and it's National Sewing Machine Day. So those are your days on the calendar. Before we go any further, let's go ahead and check in with our sponsor, Stam Garden Center and Nursery.
Stam Garden Center, your one-stop shop for spring. Transform your indoor and outdoor space with our stunning selection. Visit us today, open 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, located at 2421 Highway 92, Oskaloosa.
Tassel Ridge also offers 9 different rosé wines that range from dry to semi-sweet and on to fully sweet wines. All are very fruity and all can be chilled and sipped or served with spicy dishes like Asian stir-fries, Mexican, and Moroccan couscous. Where white wines may not have enough body for all consumers or for all meals, red wines may have too much flavor. A rosé has more body and flavor than does a white, but less than a red wine. Our driest rosé is St. Croix Rosé. The semi-sweet rosés are American Pink Catawba, Oski Fazanti Red, Sweet Roxy Red, and Iowa Steuben. The sweetest rosés are Oski Fazanti Pink, Oski Fazanti Cranberry, Cranberry Wine, and Rockets Glare Rosé. When asked for my favorite, I usually think of Iowa Steuben. Iowa Steuben is a very fruity, semi-sweet rosé that is very popular. It's also versatile since it can be chilled and sipped, or it can also be used to complement many foods.
Hey, we thank Tassel Ridge for always being a part of our show on the mornings, and of course, we thank Stam Garden Center and Nursery for bringing us the morning wake-up. Broadcasting live from the Oski Dental Studios. Let's do some things you need to know. Whoa! Things you need to know. Things you need to know. You probably already have heard this. LA Lakers legend Jerry West passing away at the age of 86. He was synonymous with the LA Lakers. So R.I.P. to Jerry West. Other stuff you need to know, the Southern Baptist Convention voted down a ban on women pastors yesterday. So something to keep in mind there, especially if you're a Southern Baptist. Jennifer Aniston becoming a children's author with a series of 4 books on the way based on a cartoon dog named Clydio, I think. The first book comes out in October from Jennifer Aniston. Let's go to the world of golf for Rory McIlroy, who filed for divorce from his wife, Erica, last month, has now filed a notice of voluntary dismissal in Florida, ending the divorce plans just days before the start of the U.S. Open. So it looks like Rory McIlroy and his wife will be staying together. Let's see here. Now, this is something. This is the week that the kids who survived the Sandy Hook shooting back in 2012, those kids, the survivors, are graduating this week from high school. They were just little kids back when that happened, but now they are graduating from Sandy Hook. Other thing, of course, we've got Father's Day coming up this weekend. To honor Dad this weekend, Wendy's is offering buy one, get one free Baconators. Bacon. Bacon, 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 bacon. Remember those commercials? Baconators, tomorrow through Sunday. It's an in-app offer only. So get the Wendy's app, buy one, get one free on Baconators. I do like a Baconator. Oprah Winfrey, supposed to show up on CBS Mornings Tuesday to promote her latest book club pick, but she was in the hospital. Had a little tummy ache, had a bad stomach virus. She is okay and is on the mend, so Oprah doing a little bit better. Let's go to Late Night with Seth Meyers. Seth is going to be back this fall for a 12th season. The thing is, he won't have a band backing him up, as all late night hosts do. That is due to budget cuts. They're cutting out his band. So Seth Meyers up late. Let's go to church. Evangelical radio host Tony Evans has resigned as senior pastor at Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship in Dallas, Texas. That is because of an unnamed quote-unquote sin. So Tony Evans resigning there. 4th of July coming up. Mountain Dew. I don't have a Mountain Dew today. I have Powerade today is what I'm drinking. In time for the 4th of July, Mountain Dew has come out with 3 new flavors. Mountain Dew Red, White, and Blue. The red is berry flavored, the white is a refreshing lemonade white peach flavor, and the blue is a combination of 50 different flavors, mostly on the berry side. So look for a red, a white, and a blue from Mountain Dew in time for the 4th of July. And finally today, Cracker Jack is saluting women in sports this summer with special packaging that will be featuring water polo champion Ashley Johnson, boxer Jennifer Lozano, wrestler Kennedy Blades, wheelchair basketball star Lindsay Zerbrugge, and para track and field record holder Noelle Lambert. So look for those from Cracker Jack. I can't even remember the last time I had a box of Cracker Jacks. But if you're a Cracker Jack eater, they'll be saluting some of those Olympic women. Let's go to today's impossible. It's impossible question. All right. Impossible question for today. In a survey, only 19% of people said that they have one of these. What is it? What do you think? Again, survey says only 19% of people say they have one of these. What is it? Let's take a look at my good mornings here. We've got Dan, Chad. We've got not a whole lot of updates in the good mornings. So thank you for watching. Thanks for you for hanging out on this Thursday morning. 19% of people said they have one of these. It is a trusted mechanic. So not a lot of people feel that they can trust their mechanic. I think Stacy and I have a good mechanic or two here in town, so that's a good thing. Let's go to the weird news.
That is weird.
In some weird skateboarding, a skateboarding cat. Meow. Cat showing off his skateboarding skills in China. And earned a Guinness World Record by skateboarding a distance of 32 feet, 9.2 inches in just under 13 seconds. I mean, did somebody just put a cat on a skateboard and give it a big shove? I don't know. The cat, whose name I can't pronounce because it's a Chinese cat, Baozi, an American short-hair cat in China, broke the record for the fastest 10 meters on a skateboard by a cat. Because, I mean, why wouldn't we keep that record? I mean, we were all anxiously anticipating the world record being set for cat skateboarding. So there you go. Cat in China. Let's go to Utah. The Utah Department of Transportation said it was a melancholy morning on Interstate 80 in Utah when a truck spilled its load of melons. Because melancholy, watermelons, get it? Bunch of the watermelons spilled on the roadway. The department shared photos on social media showing the sticky mess of smashed watermelons. They wrote, "It was a melancholy morning on I-80 today. At 3 a.m., our team learned of this fruity spill and jumped into action in the early hours to reopen all lanes." So, Interstate 80 in Utah with the smashed watermelons. Other weird news today, a plane bound from Vienna from Spain suffered serious damage over the weekend after a surprise hailstorm. Austrian Airlines flight 0S434 from Palma de Mallorca issued a mayday call on Sunday afternoon after it flew into the severe weather system that pelted hail at the aircraft. It shattered cockpit windows and ripped off part of the airplane's nose. Why did they fly into the storm? I don't know. The airline says in a statement that pilots flew into a thunderstorm, quote, not visible on the weather radar. There you go. They said it was quite loud, super rocky. They noted that phones and cups were flying everywhere in the cabin as people were screaming. So yeah, pretty chaotic flight there overseas. Finally, in weird today, Joey Chestnut. Did you hear about this? Joey Chestnut, the hot dog eating guy, who has won Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest every 4th of July for the past 8 years, and 16 times overall, has been banned from this year's Independence Day event because he had signed a sponsorship deal with a place called Impossible Foods, which makes plant-based hot dogs and is a competitor of the Nathan hot dogs. So Joey Chestnut out, banned from this year's competition. Let's go to some law and disorder. In some disorder today with the seemingly daily advancements in artificial intelligence, it was only a matter of time, I guess, before the first AI political candidates began virtually kissing babies and campaigning. I guess this is a thing in Wyoming. For Cheyenne, Wyoming voters, that time is now with the emergence of Wyoming's first AI candidate named Vic, V-I-C. The 2024's mayor's race in Cheyenne will feature one of the first AI candidates across the nation. How is this even possible? How do you allow an artificial intelligence candidate, quote unquote, to be mayor? Makes no sense. Why wouldn't there be a rule saying that it has to be human? That's stupid. So there's a guy that's running this AI Vic thing. It makes no sense. There are rules in place for such things. Let's see here. Let's do something that could possibly make you smile.
Something that makes you smile.
And something that'll make you smile. It's brought to us by Lifetime Dental Solutions. And they're moving, by the way. They'll have a new location by mid-July at 115 South Jefferson in Sigourney, the former Sigourney Smiles building. Accepting new patients, 641-622-2669. Lifetime Dental Solutions, something to make you smile. And check this out. Let's go to Oregon. 6 members of a 1944 high school graduating class met up at a Denny's restaurant in Oregon for their 80th class reunion. That's something. The Salem High School class of 1944 alumni gathered over the weekend at the eatery that has hosted most of their reunions for the past several years. The reunion opened with the group memorializing 5 classmates who died in the past year, before moving on to introductions of family members and a reading of a poem, which is an annual tradition at their reunions. The class was recognized by Guinness World Records last year as the longest running class reunion. So the 80th annual reunion for the Oregon High School from 1944. That is some pretty cool stuff. We'll post that entire story coming up at about 7:45 this morning on Steve Shuttler Media Facebook. And then let's wrap this up with some duh.
Duh.
In some duh today, despite hiring more than 100 new workers, the Pittsburgh Department of Public Works still has not turned on their water drinking fountains and may not get most of them turned on this summer. Now, normally, the fountains get turned on late April, early May, but the administration, they've actually hired, again, more than 100 new workers for the Department of Public Works in Pittsburgh. According to payroll records, they have shelled out over $1 million in overtime through April of this year, but Public Works Director Chris Hornstein says none of those new workers can turn the fountains on. They say, quote, "I have one plumber working for the city, and we have over 200 drinking fountains." So that one plumber in Pittsburgh has not been able to get around and turn the drinking fountains on. So if you're needing a drink of water in Pittsburgh, don't go to the drinking fountains. The one plumber in Pittsburgh that can turn those fountains on, he ain't doing it. So he's too busy. That is your moment of duh. Let's take a look at our forecast one last time. It's brought to us by the Garden Gate. Showers and storms are likely today, mainly after 5 p.m., possibly heavy rainfall. As we were mentioning, possibilities of some severe weather late today into tonight. So keep an eye on the sky. Otherwise, warm today, a high of 91. Of course, we do thank Stam Garden Center and Nursery just outside of Oskaloosa for sponsoring our morning wake up. You can experience the color on Highway 92 East, Oskaloosa. Stam Garden Center and Nursery, open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6. And we broadcast from the Oski Dental Studios. Give them a call, 641-673-4845. All right, coming up here, video-wise, content-wise, here on Steve Shetler Media today, we'll have In Remembrance Of coming up at 8 a.m. We'll have the Sigourney Public Library video at 10 a.m. with Miss Amanda. We'll check in with Laura DeCook with the Great Outdoors from Mahaska County Conservation at 4 o'clock this afternoon. At 5:30, Successful Farming. Later on, we'll have the Weekly Pet from the Heartland Humane Society. And then Morgan You Asked For, talking sports with Ryan Morgan and Trevor Voss. So tune in. We got a full lineup going on today here on Steve Shetler Media. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Anybody new? Lori, good morning to you. Appreciate you guys on a daily basis. I know we kind of all just get together and hang out each weekday morning here on the Morning Wake Up. So appreciate you guys and all that you do for me. Appreciate my sponsors that rotate in the corner down here, and Stam Garden Center, Oski Dental, everybody that makes things run here on Steve Shetler Media. So until tomorrow, you guys have a great Thursday.